Hey, Kliq This fans, want to get closer to the show than ever? Join Kliq This TV. Kliq This TV offers early commercial-free access to wrestling's hottest podcast, plus live audience tapings of their show every friggin' week. Head to kliqthistv.com now and get inside the show that's just too sweet.
The following podcast contains mature language and adult discussion.
Kev, what are you still doing here? Checkout was 11.
Unbelievable.
It's nighttime. The sun is down and you're still in this room. You're wondering what the knocking is.
I can't believe how many people on my social media made some comment about checkout times 11. Like, motherfucker, I'm not at the Red Roof Inn. I am in the highest ranking officer of this Indian tribe. I'm in his executive suite. I don't have a credit card. They haven't seen my ID. I just called down and they bring whatever I want up. And because it's a fucking reservation, they don't have to abide by federal laws. So if I want to fucking smoke fucking weed in my fucking suite, I can smoke weed, though I can't smoke weed on the street in Milwaukee.
Huh. Did you flex any of your Cherokee blood? Or is this a tribe?
I'm not Cherokee.
What are you?
I wasn't at a Cherokee. This is Potawatomi.
Right, but I'm saying, like, you are Cherokee, no?
Yeah.
So, but like, do the Potawatomis in Cherokee, is there heat? Like, if you said
I don't
you were
know.
Cherokee, would they like charge you
I
4
don't
pounds
know.
of tobacco and a chicken?
I didn't think that. I thought the fact that I was getting paid what I was being paid and being taken care of the way I was being taken care of, I didn't think that any other cards that I decided I was going to play was
Needed to be played.
Yeah, I was at the top, I was at the top of fucking of treatment. So it was like anything else would just be bragging.
You know what was funny, Kev, about some of the reaction to now the YouTube reaction I saw. I don't sit and read every comment, but I did see like a couple talking about the process, and I have them later on to be answered directly. But I thought we spent a lot of time last week with me busting your balls about not being ready, not expecting the people to come clean the room, and you explaining at length that it doesn't matter that they have to clean the room because it's the executive suite.
No, you were under the impression that they were knocking on my door to clean my room, and I was still staying there. And
correct.
Because my whole thing was, once I get into the room, you aren't coming back into the room until I walk out of it. I think if anybody would need a reference point, it would be, I don't want somebody sticking my toothbrush up their ass.
In their ass. So that was
kind of the reasoning for that.
Expertly illustrated.
When I have the gimmick on the door, and the person that runs this, I'm at the White House, and Donald Trump told me I can leave the Lincoln bedroom whenever the fuck I want to.
Right.
So I don't think that fucking, a couple of people from the cleaning crew, I don't think I'm, I said,
you have me wondering if my toothbrushes have ever been molested in such a fashion now.
Well,
I don't know why
the upside is that most hotels, especially at night, when you use the hot water, it's exceptionally hot, much hotter than your house. And then I also always bring Listerine on the road. Bring a bottle of Listerine. So I would put Listerine. I would put my toothbrush underneath the sink, the hot water as long as I could. Then I would soak my toothbrush in Listerine, which is an antiseptic. But most times I'm so anal, I bring a backup fucking toothbrush and it's in my briefcase and it hasn't even been opened yet.
But I mean, you've eaten ass, so like,
not mine.
And you've never no, nor is your toothbrush in there. It's someone else.
No, I'm just saying. I'm not. I can't say I'm a fucking fan of it.
Let's say you'd be okay.
That's not like freaking. That's not in my. That's the fucking. That's on the a la carte fucking menu. If somebody wants to,
it's got to be a special order. The chef has to be notified in advance.
I mean, I would prefer Brazilian. I would prefer, but if you really want like that to be a part of the
if that's been requested.
Yeah, that's part of the movement, then I would probably start it off with a more sensual, maybe shower or something to that effect.
I was going to say maybe a shower's involved in the preamble.
Yeah. But right. I mean, most females are. It's not like they have ass hair like we do. So.
Yeah. True that.
Yeah, I've never fucking went, geez, why don't you braid that?
Yeah. Kev, the other thing that was kind of on everyone's mind, other than
your Bondi
checkout time, your checkout time is what, the Bondi hearing? We'll get there. Well, first let's take the halftime show. They're kind of related, I guess, in a roundabout way. The halftime show. I'm assuming you watched the real halftime show,
of course.
The only halftime show, really.
I mean, we went in depth over this. Some guy trying to like buddy system me to get some antenna to hook up so I could get local and save $8. It's like I'm not. I couldn't tell you until probably a day after at least the Super Bowl where the other option was, even like how I could get that.
Oh, where it aired, right?
Yeah, and I think I guess I still don't know because I haven't looked at it, but I guess you can watch it on YouTube. Was that?
No, I'm sure.
Was that like where where was it streamed live?
It was streamed. I think it was YouTube.
I think it was YouTube.
Yeah, it was YouTube. Was the
yeah.
So my whole thing was, I a lot of times I walk out of the room for the halftime show just because I know it's going to be an elaborate spectacle, ostentatious.
Yeah, but man, there's that chance. There's always that chance that it could start to rain, and Prince could be out there, and you go, "Wow, that's special."
Which I could catch the next day, but
but that was during the fucking Brady run. That was a special time. Football, fucking. That's before fucking the referee called called Walker, who was fucking 7 yards beyond the fucking holding play. Called the holding play because 71% of the bets were for the over. And that motherfucker got called back, so the mob paid the 30, not the 70.
So we're throwing this into the.
It's not even a question.
Did you watch the halftime show out of obligation, or it sounds like you would have watched it anyway?
I would have watched it anyway, but because it was such a it was such a MAGA fucking, it seemed to be like, talking point,
Yeah.
so it's like usually like what they're bitching about, I'll just say their team, what their team's bitching about is just white noise. I really don't pay that much attention to it, nor do I pay it's like if I'm flipping channels and Lawrence O'Donnell's on. Like I'm just, it has about the same. It's like
Very exciting. Lawrence
it's like
O'Donnell.
it's just it's like white noise. Yeah. So, and the guy's, I mean, he's brilliant. He was a senator. He's actor, writer. I mean, he's an accomplished person. I always feel like he's talking down at me. Like he comes across almost like that college professor that he is the college professor in the one course that you actually give a shit about. Like and then he's giving you a hard time and for some reason I hated math, but there was just something about physics. I couldn't do calculus. I couldn't do any of that shit.
But you liked physics, you're saying?
Yes. For some reason, I liked fucking physics. And I don't know if it was because of the fucking nerd out, absolute space sci-fi kid that I grew up.
Right.
That it was that was just something that, if I was ever going to get off of this fucking planet in a spaceship, I need to know these.
You want to know how it's going to happen.
I need to know how to do it. I'm not counting on anybody else.
You don't want one of those underwater. What was that? What was that vessel called where everybody died? The underwater vessel.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Happening above.
No, and just the like
Not
why
the
anybody why anybody ever had to like visually recreate what happened.
Oh,
of that.
Yeah, I think we talked about it.
It's just like, it's
a lot of morbid motherfuckers out there, though.
funny. I sat to my, so this, everybody knows that, okay, so this is Thursday the 12th. So this would be a reference point because there's nothing worse than me stating something and then, motherfucker, I guess you did. 3 days later when the whole fucking thing blows up, asshole, we're going with what we got. I remember the first time we made a comment about the lady that was killed in Minneapolis.
Renee Good.
Yeah, the first time we brought when she had passed was we got information that her wife was with her, like in the vehicle.
The passenger seat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That she was in the past. That was the first information we got. That, I guess that that was the first Democratic news that came from the red camp that came out with this strong, while some ICE officers were outside of their vehicle because one of their vehicles was packed in snow and they were moving it. This crazed person tried to run them over. That was the first story that they came out with.
Right.
That they were impeded in the snow terrain, and this person just kind of came out of nowhere as a fucking kamikaze. And then, an hour later you see what you see and you go, what the fuck? So.
And still, barely any accountability.
What does this new generation call it? We used to call it a fucking lie, but now I guess it's gaslighting.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Gaslighting. Fuck. Go
It's
walk
like
down.
Carlin used to say,
Go
just
walk down.
add syllables.
Go walk to down to the areas of Georgetown and where you can get yourself a fucking old fashioned and look at the gas lights.
The gas to be fucking
Jesus.
The old fashioned has to. You know, I was in Atlanta a few weeks ago, and I was at a restaurant, and I got an old fashioned, and they brought it out smoked with the gimmick. And
we should just call that the Scooby Doo.
I do reference
old man
Scooby Doo to people.
Old man Johnson's down at the fucking end of the dock by the lighthouse. They got that fucking gimmick thing with smoke coming out of it.
But I was at the table it was a large table with many people, so someone was taping the spectacle of the drink, and sent it to me. And the waitress who was serving was very funny and presentational and went along with my whole spiel about the drink. She's clearly a performer herself. And I didn't post it for the express reason that I did not need to see the comments from Daytona about Scooby-Doo or about the forfeiture of the man card or anything of the like.
I don't get it. I just don't get. I don't get it. Like, the last thing I want in my life is to fucking do anything that brings attention to me.
Well, in a crowded restaurant, you would imagine people have seen this drink come out before, so it shouldn't draw attention. As
in an urban city, most of us have seen a dead body, but it doesn't.
You mean people won't look?
Yeah, if you walk in and they sit you at the table of five and there's a dead body, I'm thinking, there's a dead dude.
Yeah, it wasn't on the menu, or I probably would have tried that. But you enjoyed. I remember one time. I got to tell you this Kliq related story. We were working with Tammy, and we went out to dinner, and she was sitting next to me, and everyone was ordering stuff. She was just out of rehab, one of the rehabs. So everyone was ordering, and I was polite. I said, would it be a problem if I got a drink? I don't have to. She said, oh, no, absolutely, it's fine. So everyone ordered, and I got I can't remember, me and my Callan, I got a Scotch, and it came out, and it landed at the table, and it wasn't a smoked Scooby-Doo, but you can smell a good Scotch with a cube, right? And when she smelled it, she recoiled a little, not because of the alcohol. She goes, ugh. She goes, that's what the Kliq would drink. Is that true?
Yeah.
You were Scotch guys?
Yeah.
Okay.
Vince was
Never
a Scotch
remembered
guy.
to ask you that. Vince was?
Yeah, Vince was a Scotch guy.
Vince liked the cheap shit, though. He liked Dewar's, didn't he?
He liked Dewar's, yeah. He drank Dewar's.
Yeah.
Which I kind of thought that was like when we beat the trial, the steroid trial. Mm-hmm. We all met at a diner. Vince, Pat, the Kliq, I think that was it. But we were all at a diner someplace, and we're just, after we ate like egg white omelets and shit, we started doing shots of Dewar's.
There was a meme on my feed that came up, I think, on Instagram, and it was just a picture of, or maybe X. It was a picture of Vince from back in the day when he had the 3-piece gimmick on, and it said, "Name one thing this man has done for you." I thought it was weird that it was just it wasn't a worker that posted it. It was like some like 80s wrestling, some account like that. I was like, well, that's weird. Are they only expecting workers to answer this? But I was like, you know what? No. Because if you grew up as a fan, this guy did do something for you. Whether it was you saw your first steel cage match at your local arena, or you bought the wrestling album and realized none of them should have been given a microphone. So, but I'm sitting here with the workers, so it's poignant that I
Yeah,
asked
but I
you
think that it goes. You take that as a wrestling fan, then you take his interview with Bob Costas, and
to
you're a
smack the
sports
papers
fan.
out of his hands.
Yeah, and you're a sports fan, and now you know him from that. And then it's Vince McMahon. It's like there's nobody that doesn't know who the fuck Vince McMahon is.
Right.
I mean, it's just
Correct.
his Q rating is through the fucking roof. So, as most fucking people that are worth $5 billion fucking dollars are, and yeah, it just. I mean, he made me wealthy. That's what I mean. That's the first. He put me in a position to have a good life. He was the first one. He was the first one to look at me and say, "I can make money with that kid."
Was he at all a bit of a father figure? This was
Yeah,
little
to a
bit,
degree. Yeah, absolutely. He
Did that
reminded
make
me.
it?
He was strong like my dad was.
Yeah, and he was like your dad would have been if he was there throughout your athletic career. Someone who was
Yeah.
a supporter, a fan, someone who encouraged you probably. Did that make it twice as hard to leave? Or are you able to do
No.
business is business?
Nope. I was very emotionally connected to him.
When you say nope, you mean it wasn't just business. It was
No,
hard.
it was very hard. One of the hardest decisions. The only thing that made it would have been so hard had it not been for the fact that my wife was 6 months pregnant and I hadn't seen her but probably 45 times in the last fucking year and a half.
Hmm.
And I know she's going to have my child, which I know is a boy. And there's no fucking end and near of this fucking schedule. But the other one's got a cap at 180. So right off the bat, I'm working half as many days for more fucking money guaranteed.
Yeah.
It's one thing if you're doing the Bonnie and Clyde, but as soon as fucking Bonnie, Clyde, and Tristan fucking become, then you get to that point. I used to always have a creed as a young man. If you couldn't get everything in your car in a half hour and be 50 miles up the road, you had too much fucking shit. In other words, Sony Trinitron in the back seat, grab some fucking clothes, grab whatever fucking handguns you got, you're gone.
That's a very Michael Mann Heat sentiment. I feel like that was part of De Niro's whole thing. Like,
I think he says that too. He says that
attached.
you can't, never have something you can't walk away from.
Right.
And as soon as you fall in love and that becomes like your partner, that no longer becomes a situation. Like you no longer can walk away with, you can't walk away from her. You can, but it's nothing you wanted to, that would be the last fucking thing if it was to save her. Absolutely.
What about did he ever pressure you to move closer to New York so
Yes.
that you could be at his disposal at his house?
Absolutely.
And you resisted?
Yeah.
Why?
I was married.
Well, to move her up too.
No, man. New York there was a time in my life when I was going to go to New York for 1 fucking year. And I was just going to go up there. I was going to work fucking the door. I was going to chase tail. I was going to get a taste of fucking New York and see if I dug it or not. Because that's one thing I can do is I wherever the best fucking club is, at that point in my life, I don't give a fuck if they had no openings. They would have an opening. I
This was
always.
before you were wrestling, though, obviously.
Oh yeah, as I said, I was a single. I mean, I was still working at the strip joint when I met my wife.
Oh, right.
So when I took a pay cut to go on the road to wrestle, she had no problem. Unless I wasn't fucking in Gash world.
But
Because that working in, unless you've worked in a gentleman's club, strip joint, whatever the fuck you want to call it, anybody that's worked in that business for a prolonged period of time, that's a dude. You never have a problem going to work. You're never late. You don't mind working overtime. The only thing that's really bad is...
Can I guess?
Sure.
You smelled like cigarettes.
No.
You inhaled cigarettes all night.
No. The only thing that's bad is you sit there on a Saturday night when the best looking fucking women from, I don't know, 1,000 miles around, girls that have been in Playboy centerfolds, penthouse pets are fucking dancing. And you're fucking saying, man, I'll give her a fucking 8. Look at her feet.
Because you become so...
Oh, yeah, but if you saw the waitress walk through the mall, you'd fucking lap a fucking line of her piss to fucking see where she came from. Like, but you're so just...
You become so immune to it, right?
It is, yeah. And you walk out of there and you're just like, oh, there's like nothing worse than working a double on Saturday and walking out of that motherfucker at like 4:30 Sunday morning, and you're in Atlanta. You're in the Bible Belt. And all of a sudden, man, it's like, whoa. There's another fucking complete world about ready to fucking turn the whole gear right now. Bunch of kids in dresses and fucking that whole...
The mental shift you have to do.
Yeah.
Right? Like real world, it's this bizarre fantasy bubble where everything isn't real.
Yeah.
And then real world enters. Interesting.
So I was sitting there the other day and somebody said something. They were talking to me and they said, like, I guess another one of my films is on Netflix. I think that chick fight movie is on Netflix. It's horrible. It was edited by the director during COVID. It was a COVID project. But it's like, man, you should really like get into acting. And I think like, man, would like to do something, And then I really think about it and it's just like, no, man, like there's really nothing. The only thing I haven't done is like kind of what I'm doing right now. Like picking and choosing, I think it's stupid not to make money when you can still make money. Like I don't think anybody on our planet right now, I know that it for a fact, it knows exactly where this AI fucking experiment is going to go. And what chaos, how smooth is the transition 10 years, is the transition 5 years? Do we work, in 5 years, do we lose 40% of our workforce? I mean, is this thing, is this the tipping point? Like, nobody knows any fucking thing. But at least I know that if there's a demand for Kevin Nash to appear someplace because he used to wrestle and do some movies And now I'm on a podcast, and they get a chance to meet me and hang out and take a photo and do the thing. As long as that's still fucking a commodity, I'm going to do it, because I don't know fucking if there'll be a 3D me fucking up there, hologram in fucking 6 years.
Yeah. So you watched a little bit of the Senate hearing, I guess.
The way I watched it, I think that what I took from it, besides she's not very qualified at all. Well, she's not. She's just not qualified. She doesn't speak volumes for the Stetson Law School, put it that way. And when they asked for the survivors to stand and then asked them questions, like how many of, try to give them information, and then how many have anybody reached out to you, and they all dropped their hands. And it was just like, and that fucking blonde-haired bitch at that table is the one that's in charge of the fact that nobody has reached out and talked to any of those victims. When you just look at it from that's how that plays out. She's in charge of justice. You have fucking people that are survivors of this fucking. If it was the Holocaust, fucking, we'd have Nuremberg trials. But because it's our children, and I guess it's okay to be a pedophile, like to abuse one of the most. I mean, there's nothing more precious than our children. Second would be our elderly. And then third to me is our animals. Like to me, if you're cruel to an animal, like, oh, it's proven, man. Like you're on your way. Mm-hmm. You've already enrolled in Dahmer University. So, no,
Kev, I'm not so sure that we're not going to someday see. It might be 20 years from now. Extensive trials based on so much of what we're seeing.
Yeah,
now.
But at what point is this like? It just starting to fucking drag. And to me, my whole life, I've been waiting for them to actually hand me a binder, and I can read everything that fucking we know about the Kennedy assassination. And that was 63, and it's still not fucking. It's like, I didn't even know the word redacted until fucking probably 10 years ago. I mean, it's just like.
Well, we have the benefit, or they have the benefit, in that particular assassination, of that being a time where where if it wasn't written down or tape recorded, there's no hard evidence of anything. You could do the he said, she said. Today you wouldn't have a Kennedy assassination cover-up today, just because of the amount of electronic surveillance and electronic recordings and electronic data and mapping and all that stuff. You can't be invisible today. But you could back then. So.
Well, I mean, the key to this would be Maxwell. And she's never gonna. She's never gonna. Like, I think I would not have a problem fucking waterboarding that fucking bitch.
Instead, she's in a very comfortable.
I wouldn't mind that. Like, let her get comfortable there and then fucking start waterboarding her ass. You thought this fucking upgrade was free?
Start talking.
Yeah, exactly. Come on, bitch.
Just don't mention the person who gave you this.
Fuck, I'd want him to fucking look right in my eyes.
JCW Lunacy. New episodes every Thursday night at 7 p.m. on YouTube. For over 25 years, JCW has delivered the very best in pro wrestling entertainment, bringing fans deep storytelling drama, gut-busting comedy, and unbelievable in-ring action. From wild characters to unforgettable rivalries, don't miss a single moment. Tune in every Thursday night at 7 p.m. on YouTube. JCW Lunacy.
Kev, some feedback from last week. Taz Mission Plex says, as a former hotel manager, you know where this is going. I will say checkout is usually at 11.
Yeah, well, you know what? Fucking, you know what? Mall cop fucking Andy. How about this? How about go fuck yourself? I don't give you. Speaking from a safety boy's standpoint, there should be no running in the hallways at school. I tried to explain. I was staying at fucking at a casino that was run by an Indian tribe. It was sacred fucking. There was their land. It was that they treated me like a fucking god. I was in their boss's suite. I didn't put a credit card down. I didn't put my ID down. I didn't fucking pay for anything. They told me leave when you feel like leaving. Snoop was here. He stayed in that room. He was going to leave on Saturday, but he ended up leaving on Monday. So I took that as they knew I was leaving on Sunday, but fucking if I wanted to stay, wasn't nobody following me.
Right.
And they would have said, hey, you know, if you don't mind, Emmett Oz is going to meet Epstein's lawyers here. And so
It was big enough to have a little conference in there.
yeah, so they did have a nice table.
NM949OC. Hopefully you guys clip the part of Big Sexy talking about how Gunther should be booked. Master class. Hey, Steve, what do you think? Takes several weeks because Gunther was kind of a recurring theme in this, and I was always kind of asking Kev for his opinion on the heel booking and how they were doing, and he was explaining. I think that could be a very interesting little clip, Steve. Hint, hint. K3 and K4, another great episode. I'm convinced that High Kev is the best Kev. Love to hear him having fun. I also think the High coincidentally hit him the same moment the Mount Rushmore of hot chicks did.
You know what? The thing is, it wasn't Mount Rushmore of hot chicks. It was hot athletes.
Female athletes.
So
this week's the hot male athletes. You ready?
Yeah, but I'm thinking, though, it's just like, I'm just the people that come across my Instagram are the people that I don't follow any of them, but they're the ones that when they do come through, you're like, like with so much AI now, you see a really, really attractive girl on Instagram, you think that she's not real. She's some fucking, AI Barbie.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I say. Like, I have to see, like when Steve pulled that one girl up, the high jumper. It was just like I had to see her high jump to know that, yeah, that's the girl.
Right.
So.
Blake Sanctum. Only on this show would they talk about cleaning skid marks off a toilet with their piss like it's an aiming game. I do the same.
It is. It's I think your dad teaches you that, doesn't he? I'm pretty sure my dad dropped a fucking square of the toilet paper, and then we'd call it a sword fight. And you'd pee next to your dad,
right.
But you'd fucking piss to hit the piece of toilet paper.
Became a very popular game in some of the East Village establishments. in the public.
I could
men's
see
room.
that. I mean, but I just think it's one of those, things that you dig. Did your dad used to shave you with like back in those days? They had the brush and the fucking gimmick. My dad he had like the soap and the shaving
the-
soap and the brush, and you had the
with
fucking
the bristles,
yeah.
the beaver
And
hair
and
bristles.
you had
yeah.
it had the fucking single blade, double side, but single blade razor. And he would do that to us, like soap us up, and then with no blade, he would shave us.
Yeah, I think I was allowed to play with one.
And
thing.
he was.
I remember one time he had me shave him. He put it on. He handed me the razor, and he had me do his neck. I don't know if that was a trust exercise or what.
No, I just think it's like I remember. I'm sure we all do this, but remember, like you couldn't wait till you could shave, and then it's like what the fuck?
I'm saddled with this shit every day.
Yeah, and now it's like fucking. It's like as you get older, like my shit. Like I'm, like me and Scott used to call like when you hit 50, you start growing hair like a wolf. Like it's like
just goes up your
yeah. You start
eventually
to turn into fucking Wolverine.
Do you ever do this game? Do you ever do the one where you see how far back you can walk from the bowl and still have your stream in it? Like you start right up and then you start to walk
it's
back
kind of
and
hard
see
to
if you
fucking
can get an arc.
That's pretty fucking difficult in an 800 square foot house.
You hit 2 steps back, you're on the wall.
You're on the you're gonna fall in the bathtub.
Well, try it tonight. Maybe you have a larger bathroom now. Then you're a larger man. You may be able to hit it from the bed if you just kind of aim.
I'm happy that I fucking that it works.
All the plumbing's still intact.
Yeah.
BO176, my favorite part of the day, listening to Kev talk about precious metals as I push my morning poop out so the fart behind it can escape. Just in case anyone thought they were watching Meet the Press, I wanted to get that comment in from BO. It's a funny thing. Radio, podcasts, which is today's version of radio, it's much more intimate than the television, even though you can't see us.
Oh, God, yeah.
But because people can put on headphones and walk around with them, we're whispering in their ears all day long when they're taking a shit, when they're commuting, they're laying in bed, trying to forget about the day and fall asleep, and they put on our podcast. Very intimate. MKG 100. Big Kev, I'm begging to see you on Taker's podcast. To hear 2 of my favorite wrestler stories together would be amazing. I saw Snoop and Taker during COVID live streaming. I'm begging to see you on there.
Well, we had this conversation before Mark joined the WWE.
Correct.
Podcast group. It's just
We were trying to set it up, and
and it's just one of those
it
situations
involved some
where,
travel.
Yeah, and Mark's. I said, "Fuck, I'd love to see Mark, but I don't want to. I just don't want to travel to fucking Austin."
Right.
Like I've got some travel coming up. I'm not saying when I'm going or where I'm going. But I have some travel coming up. It's. I mean, for my age, and for the amount of travel that I've done, this will be an extensive little push. And but at the same time, you have to use your. I mean, you get docile, I think, when you don't travel.
There's almost nothing pleasant about it, Kevin.
No. And then when
you're there,
when
you
add
have
my
a good time.
you add my size into the equation.
Oh, forget it. Yeah.
I mean, just knowing that at no time, like, I'm not going to be like bent over when I'm pissing, like my head somewhere, like just.
Mm-hmm.
Some of that, I mean, I tell you what, if we get that same fucking Airbus that I got when I went from Atlanta to Edinburgh. It's just like, what a fucking that was such a shit plane.
What was wrong with it?
It's so the first class is 1-1, and they're staggered. So if like, you look over, they're kind of halfway back. And but I got the one side, and then it went screen, back one, screen this side. So you were the pods weren't you weren't behind each other. You were staggered.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I got this. I was in two. No, I was in 1A. So I was in 2A. I was in the second one, but my shoulder was against the fucking wall. So with the plane curvature, I was like this.
I was going to say, with your height, your head had to be tilted the entire time.
And you know that, like, when a smaller flight attendant just looks at you and kind of gives you that look like, and then she immediately when I got in my seat, she says, "Can I get you anything to drink? Do you want anything alcoholic?" And I'm like, I don't drink alcohol, thank you. And then they realize, like, oh man, this guy's fucking dude's gonna raw dog it. He's gonna raw dog this bitch.
Did she bring you out a bong at that point? Just like a huge.
I don't know
fucking...
if I'm not a big travel stone guy.
Yeah, but something to take the edge off if you're gonna have.
I mean, when I fly to Tokyo, I would definitely, do some, I'd eat a couple of gummies or something.
Something to ease your mind.
But I'm
ease your
not
body
gonna. But I'm not gonna fucking bring anything into that fucking country.
No. Yeah, different
ask,
story.
Ask Paul McCarthy about that one.
Speaking of easing your mind, Kevin, if you own a handgun for self-defense, it comes with serious responsibility. And for too long, your choices have been locking it away or leaving it out, right? And with kids, guests, even an intruder, think about that if you have your handgun too accessible. It's a real conundrum.
I was looking at my box the other day.
He means his stop box right here.
Yes. And with mental health being such a problem, just the fact that you would have to go that extra step to get your firearm might be worth it to put it in a stop box. Because it's just not like you can. It's not a complete 100% instinctual thing to just grab and go. You still got to go.
It's a deliberate process,
right?
Yes.
As easy as it is to do, it's still it's going to make your brain go. It might make your brain skip enough where you're going, "What the fuck am I doing?"
But if you need it, they have their patented finger buttons system, which makes it fast and intuitive and built for muscle memory. Okay, you're not thinking, you're reacting is the key. There's no keys, no codes, no apps. All these things can be an impediment to getting your weapon if ever you need it. And that's the whole point. But how do you do that with the security? Right. And that's what our friends at STOPBOX USA have solved. That is the conundrum they have solved with this muscle memory key system. I will do the actual display for you right now. It was that easy to open.
Boom.
From the pre-programmed code, I choose to have my fingers and thumb do. And it's just the depression of the keys which unlocks it, and you open it. You don't have to worry about tariffs with your purchase. Everything is sourced right here in the United States. Traveling, you can have peace of mind because the STOPBOX Pro is TSA compliant. you can securely and conveniently transport your firearm through checked baggage airline travel. STOPBOX also offers a range of other innovative products, like the vehicle safe, chamber lock, and other essential gear designed to keep you prepared and protected wherever you are. For a limited time, our listeners are going to get 10% off at STOPBOX when you use the code NASH10 at checkout. Okay, so head to STOPBOXUSA.com. Use the code NASH10 for 10% off your entire order. After you purchase, they're going to ask you where you heard about them, and you're going to support our show and tell them Kliq This sent you. STOPBOXUSA.com, and the code is NASH10, which will be up on that artwork. Correct, guys? Yes. NASH10 for the 10% off. Thank you, STOPBOX, for joining us. And the people in the room here for the live taping joined us by going to KliqThisTV.com and signing up to become part of the 11 Soft Club and getting access to us, being able to ask questions. Kevin, I watched Raw and watched an opening segment with AJ Lee and Becky.
That was different.
Which functioned as a promo for their upcoming match. And it was a volley of maniacal faces is what it was.
It was so over the top. It was
full close-up. Really weird to start this week, Kev, like that.
After like Punk and Roman have the I fucking hate you moment, you open it up with a female version of Piper on acid with, like, AJ.
Circa 1984.
Who's kind of just, like there need to be two of her saying red rum at the end of a hallway. So.
I love a good fucking Kubrick reference here on the show. But it's a weird thing, Kev. The tone, let's call it, right? The tone of our main event angles in present day WWE is kind of I don't want to say reality based, but more like a streaming series with some tough guys. I mean, the verbiage, it doesn't look or sound like it did in 1989 or 1999 even. It's a much more reality-based.
But that first segment, there was nothing reality about it.
That's my point. That's my point.
Yeah,
Isn't it odd that we were so off?
Yeah, it's just
brand.
it's just absolutely contrived.
But you know what surprised me most about it? The crowd was hot. Is it just because they like the players?
Yeah, they're both over.
That they excuse everything else?
And I think, I sat there and as I watched it, and I said to myself, okay, this is because there's absolutely, like, physicality isn't even an option. Like any physicality isn't an option. Because AJ just eliminates that. She just with her hands behind. It's like if you attack her, it's just you can do it once, but that's already happened.
Right.
So it's very hard for me to wrap my brain around the fact that they're going to have a match. Like, this is what they're doing, and the end result will be that they'll be having a match.
Right.
Right?
Because it was just goofy.
Yeah. It didn't... especially
It's
when
not today's product.
like
It's
AJ
funny.
made reference to like we haven't wrestled. I have wrestling and said, yeah, well, no, I beat you at that, and I beat you at that, and then I caused you to lose this, and it was just, man, it was.
Need to talk to the agent in charge.
Did not feel real.
Right.
But the characters are both. Those characters work, when they're dialed down. I said that when I saw that Unreal, when I saw her on that, when Becky's on that, it's just like, I get this. That's not heelish. But, I mean, to the point of coming across almost schizophrenic is, I don't know.
Punk and Balor are set for the Elimination Chamber, which will be before WrestleMania. So there's that moment where it looks like they're going to go. They want at each other, and Adam Pearce steps in and says, "You can't spoil the main event for WrestleMania. We can't spoil the main event for WrestleMania." So he doesn't let it happen that night in Chicago, Monday night, but instead is going to have it happen in 2 weeks at Elimination Chamber, which is still 2 months before WrestleMania. So I was a little confused at that logic as well.
I mean, that's a roundabout way. See, because you've set the standard when you open the door. So segment 1 set the standard. So
for the show,
at no point do they want us to not think that we're watching a wrestling show.
right?
We're
watching.
How
they used to do throwback weekends, and they do the throwback
outfits. We're watching pro wrestling.
Yeah.
There's not one thing, because the fucking, just if you go through that whole show, man, and there was like, I thought that it got bogged down at the beginning with some points that weren't physical, and I saw a ton of missed spots.
Oh, we talking about
in the matches?
In all of them?
Yeah,
I thought the one that was sloppiest, and I think there was a time thing, Kev. Don't you feel like a couple of matches really rushed? Rhea's three-way.
That was, I saw one girl get dropped like pretty fucking stiff on her side. And I mean, I just saw some things. I just saw things that I just went like, slow the fuck down.
Mm.
Like,
yeah.
If you're not going 100 miles an hour, then number one, you got to sell, because selling is the only thing you have as you rotate into that next move to adjust the speed. If that person's waiting on me, then I'm making eye contact. I know what they're doing. But if I see them if I can, out of my peripheral, see their legs tense, and I know they're ready, then the feed's faster.
Right.
But if they're not, then don't fucking get but unless you can always go fucking faster.
Understood.
You can always pick up your speed. But
right.
If you're going 100 miles an hour, you're through the intersection. If you gas it, you might fucking make the light, but fucking if you're in the middle of the intersection and I'm telling you if I can take a left, you can't take one, you're fucking, and that's what I saw that whole night. I saw that. I saw if you would have just fucking been in control of your work, you wouldn't have made that mistake. You wouldn't have missed the fucking kick when he was getting up. And it's
right.
It's the fucking, it's the fucking Usos, and they go for the fucking that one side kick to the fucking guy on the ground, and it's nowhere near him. But they cover it by as he missed horribly, he hit him with his knee, so the knee kept him down. Like they tried to actually cover it because and then after that they never took a fucking shot that wasn't from behind the person taking the kick out of the truck.
The position of the camera, you mean?
Yes. Every time they made sure they set up a safety net because there was 2 misses early. I don't know how many, it's like I've been watching fucking shit for so long, and when you watch wrestling with the Kliq, we're watching it for the That's what we want. We want to see somebody fuck something up so we can all look at each other and go, like that's like fucking, there would be nothing. Scott and I'd be like, oh, fuck, we're on first. And then we have nothing but monitor time. And you can just talk shit. And it drives people crazy. Like, you want to, it's one thing to like think somebody's talking about you. It's another thing to come back from the ring and have fucking people go, those guys are burying you right next to gorilla position. It's like,
right. You wonder why you were perceived as fucks in the business. You want to be that guy leaving the ring who had just had a shit match. And
you know what?
Hey, the commentary from the Kliq was...
That was a fucking...
Quick question.
That crew could all... It was very few times fucking anybody came through that curve with a stinker. That was a working crew of guys. Well, they should be, because that's all they fucking did.
I read an article about one of your Kliq members named Paul, who they were talking about the booking of the company today, kind of over the arc of when Triple H had the full creative. And the observation in the article, it was from Bleacher Report. The article posited that today's product, it's not so much him either not giving enough attention or sharing responsibility with too many others, but today's product is so built for viral packaging, that big.
Oh,
so whatever you're doing is that big, as opposed to like layered storylines, which we're used to from the past. Layered storylines which take place over weeks and weeks.
There's social media and that kind of, that is like second to none.
Yeah, but
the amount of views and the shit that they can that goes viral. Yeah. I'll guarantee you, fucking 5 seconds after he hit that diamond cutter, fucking whatever you want to call,
the top rope. You talk about Javon.
Yeah, when he fucking hit that, I mean, because that was one of those moments where he's an incredible athlete. He's a little bit too fucking Mr. Bojangles for me. I wish he was a little bit more urban. I understand it's Netflix. I understand there's a big fucking world out there besides the one that fucking 66-year-old Detroit boy Kevin Nash wants, but I just want him to have a little bit of an edge. But if he's not going to have an edge, then he knows how to throw. He can strike. Like, he throws a good punch. Fucking take your time and throw a good punch. Maybe put 2 or 3 together. Something where fucking you tell me, if this shit was real, all this athleticism I have, I can use. Not, if this shit was real, motherfucker, I would cartwheel off your motherfucking body like you would never see.
It's being in a fight. We always come back to this, right? Can I believe you're in a fight right now? Yeah.
Like, and he sells good. I mean, he does everything good. It's just that you have to find Sean Waltman is a perfect example. When he was the 1-2-3 kid and they shaved his eyebrows, that motherfucker, if he got you in the corner and he fucking lit you up with those fucking kicks, there wasn't anybody at home that didn't think that fucking guy knows what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's fucking, and his shit was, Kiddo was stiff, man.
Mm-hmm.
I loved working with him. He was one of my favorite guys to work with by far. Never had a bad one.
Taken. What's
Never
that?
had a bad one. I had some bad ones with Shawn Michaels. Had some bad ones with Scott. But man,
Did you fucking pills kick too soon with Sean? Is that why? I still cannot believe you guys went out there,
dude,
and worked until they kicked.
And I'm talking like Cleveland. I'm talking about like fucking like a house, not just fucking around. You know, not in Casper, Wyoming. I mean, it's Cleveland. It's the gun. We got 9,000 people on a Friday night. Fucking, I'm going in. Like,
you guys just have to stay entertained, I guess.
Once you fucking get your shit down, man, it's especially with Sean. It was like dancing. Me and Scott used to always do that. You know, you get to that part in the match, you just grab Sean by the arm and you just Irish whip him and go, do the thing you do. Like whatever, like just do that thing you do. Whether you want to do the Harley up and over, like whatever you want to do. Like he used to do the Harley up and over, fucking full bump, down to a knee, up, and then fucking do chin to the top of the fucking railing. And that right there was a minute and a half by the time you walked around, got like the referee involved in everything, so don't let me get to him, and then did all that and then threw him back in. That was a minute and a half. Just house show paced, but it was so good that what he did was like, you know, he'd fucking see, pick him up, he'd be slobbering. People would be like, is he really out? Is he hurt? Like, no.
I'm hearing.
Who was talking about it? They were talking about it the other day. Mm-hmm. Maybe it was Punk, but somebody made reference to, it's not like I was working with Shawn Michaels. I forget who made the statement.
Okay.
And I think it's one of those things like, because I was like, with Sean for so long, like I broke in as his bodyguard and we spent so much time together that there are times that he, as Scott also, and Kiddo too, like we were so, and Paul, like that whole clique, we spent so much time together, we worked together, that you forget how fucking good those guys are. Like just each, because they're they're like your brothers. So the last thing you really want to do is like put over, you know, it's like you don't have to.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I look back at like, and I say to myself, somebody else show me in this business a better 5-man crew that ever traveled.
All right, challenges out there.
I mean, the only one I can think of, but I don't think they traveled. I don't think the Horsemen traveled together. I know Arn and Rick did. I don't know if Tully. I don't know if Tully was. I mean, I just don't. I wasn't around them, so I don't know if they were as inseparable.
They did a lot. We did a show called Being a Horseman where we had JJ open his like his ledgers and his stuff, and we recreated a week in there, an actual week. We went back
Right.
and pulled up the calendar, and because JJ kept like copious little notes in.
I
his
can see that.
thing. So we did how much shit cost, whether there was a plane waiting for them, whether they had to rent a car, what the car cost, where they stopped. They were fond of the Bennigans down there in Charlotte.
God, it's
But-
funny. I just was for some reason today. I was thinking about. I saw a thing. Go ahead and finish. I don't want.
That's it.
Oh,
That they travel together often.
I was on Instagram, and there's a post of like 4 or 5 guys that have gotten into Titan Tower, and it's like an abandoned building, like the old Titan Tower. And they're like walking around. They're like in the weight room. All the machines are still there. It looks like one of Dom said before the show when we were looking at it, he said it looked like fucking Blair Witch. I mean, it's
So
fucking,
it's totally defunct. They don't use it for anything.
no, man. It's like they've got like a sign that says, like surveillance or whatever. And it's not like it's destroyed. It's not like
Right.
it's smashed. There's a little, I think there's one, I don't know if these guys were responsible for it or not because they were the only ones in it, but I think there was a 666 on the wall. So I guess that we all determined when the 4 of us were looking at it before the show that it was probably
Kevin Sullivan.
no, it was just it was demonic. It was possessed. And there was no reason to go back and try to sell the gym equipment. But Steve said he had 5 guys out in California that would buy the gym equipment just because it was out of Titan Tower. So I don't understand.
Probably, actually.
It's good it's good equipment. It's all. I know that Smith machine was one of those old Flex Smith machines that were smooth as fuck. I trained a lot. I've trained a lot in that gym.
I want to know where the supply of Ico Pro is, what closet that's stocked away in. Just want a little taste.
I'm sure everybody from that era has got fucking got a half a pound of that and impacted in their colon.
Or a T-shirt. Remember the black and white, the two
One-
squares,
one-
the
one of the-
Ico Pro?
Have I ever told the story about when we went to Israel? Have you ever
Gotta give
heard
me
that
more.
story?
I don't know.
We the first time we went to Israel and we landed and we got fucking treated like we were the Beatles. And we were staying. It was a Holiday Inn on the ocean, But it was. I mean, this is Tel Aviv, maybe '94. So we're doing a couple of. I think we did 2 or 3 shots over there. And I want to think we did India first. So we went from India to well, maybe not. Maybe we just flew over like after 27 days of being on the road. And because I remember we got to the first building and I was Russ and Taker. And we both got in our gear. And they had benches like you would in high school, like those little thin benches you would sit in gym class and put your shit on. Yeah, they were maybe tops, maybe fucking 16 inches across. And they had a long one down this, they weren't separated. They were just like, there was probably 8 long locker bays. And each one had one. And Taker and I were laying on one, and we were head to head. And we both, out of exhaustion, fell asleep, didn't bump on the floor, and then like were woken up and basically like, okay, these guys are going home. Like, you guys are up next. And I remember going to the ring, and because Taker's his entrance was so long, and basically like doing my 1.5-minute stretch before a match, like out there, like, and just going. We just call it, I didn't just call it out there because we'd worked so many times together, and he was great to work with because he was, everything he did was just slow, methodical. Like neither one of us, but when he ran the ropes, he was real athletic. So I mean, but you're talking about a night off every night.
Mm-hmm.
He was just, God, he was so gifted. And so we do Tel Aviv as like the big show, and like we everybody's got an armed guard everywhere we go. We got an armed guard with us. We go to a bar, there's fucking guys with machine guns standing around us. So finally, it's after the final show in Tel Aviv, and the bar dance club is roped off, and it's like a VIP, and there's like like an area up these stairs, and that's where we are, the boys, and they've got ropes and security all through this. Like you couldn't just walk in nowhere. You had to walk in probably there might have been a 4-foot area that you had to walk in and out of where there were guards. But we were elevated. We could look over those people, so we could like point to people to let up. So some of the guys are, pointing to girls and shit. I don't recall myself doing anything of the kind. But it turned into just one of those nights, man, where it was just like we were pirates, man. That's just what we were, and it didn't matter where we were going to be, man. We just, sooner or later the trays of Jack were going to come out, and the boys are going to be the boys, and that was one of them. And the next, like after we left, like in the afternoon, and there's all the guys just, everybody's got their shades on. There's not a word being spoken. Just everybody's just on the bus like, oh fuck. And all of a sudden you see running as the bus takes off about 5 or 6 girls, and they're waving they got these Ico Pro rag tops on. The next time we fucking came to Israel, we were treated like the fucking scoundrels that we were. They fucking, man, it was just like these savages. Oh, God.
The only time Ico Pro was ever an instrument of cool in any story.
But, and it's the same token, international turmoil, so.
Right. In the same breath.
Right.
Kev, WrestleMania 42, the upcoming event, is apparently, I'm hearing, courtesy of casino.org, WWE will be blocking any WrestleMania watch parties in any of the casinos or bars in the city because ticket sales are slumping. So the reports I'm seeing is from Fightful Select that they have ordered a media blackout. So any establishment within 50 miles of Allegiant Stadium where the event will take place in April, is being prohibited from showing the events. As it stands now, according to Meltzer, they've only sold 36,000 tickets per night with 2 months to go. That's about 18% lower than WrestleMania 41 at this point in the schedule last year. The common sense
Price of eggs is down. I'm sorry.
Well,
Republican Kev had to get something in there.
Republican Kev making a return. The ticket prices, right? This is what's doing this. The worst seat in the house is $270. If you want anything better, you're paying in upwards of $740. If you want the VIP package, Kev, do you know the price of the VIP package?
You know what? If I was marketing this, I'd say, you know what? You better go to this one because the next one, unless you want to go to Saudi Arabia.
That would be a very good marketing ploy. And the images you could put up for the commercial would be interesting.
Last one till 28.
$92,000 for your VIP package this year, Kev, if you're into that.
You know what? You're in Vegas. I mean, it's a city of high rollers.
But does
with
anyone...
this crypto boom right now, I mean...
Everybody should be able to afford a goddamn VIP package. And the fact that the Dow's over $50,000 now.
Who would have thunk?
But it gave somebody an opportunity.
I think it was down $327 today. So...
It gave anyone an opportunity who couldn't spring for that to go to a casino, watch the event. I don't know if you could bet on it in Vegas. I know there are some websites where you can bet on it.
I'm complete. I don't think you should be able to bootleg that.
It's not a bootleg.
No, I mean to have those parties and shit. The
casino would purchase the stream, and people can come and eat and place bets.
But what are they purchasing it for?
To draw people to their casino.
No, like what's the price? Is the price the same as
I don't
me to watch it?
I'm not sure.
It's just the price. The price is the price. So it's like you're basically gonna buy one ticket, and you're going to put 6,000 people around this fucking elaborate pool system that you got with all these big screens and everything, and you guys are gonna make fucking a shitload of money because you're going to undersell what we're doing at the fucking stadium. Like, fuck you. You don't get to do that.
But why can the Super Bowl be played in a casino and people can bet? Why is this different? Why is there a sliding scale for wrestling? That your only choice to see that is to drop $740 per ticket or the $92,000 VIP package.
The biggest reason?
Correct.
I think you can get some action on WrestleMania. You can get some fucking action on a Super Bowl. There ain't going to be no fucking seats empty at the Super Bowl. Check at the Super Bowl fucking prices.
Right.
That fucking tickets.
That
Super Bowl ticket's a hell of a lot fucking more expensive than that WrestleMania ticket.
But I think only about 10% of those Super Bowl tickets go to actual fans. I think we might have even done this on the show. Like we broke down like what percentage goes to the teams, goes to the league, goes to sponsors and stuff, and very little is left for any fan.
Did you see the Darnold fucking graphic on? He won $179,000. That was his bonus for winning.
Sam Darnold.
Yeah, the quarterback.
Yeah.
So his bonus from the NFL was 171 or something, but with the jock tax and everything else in California, it ended up costing him $72,000. Like he had to pay $240 something. Was the taxes
more than the earnings?
Yes. because they have jock taxes and all this other shit out there.
That's madness.
Yeah. So the fucking you win and it costs you $40,000.
Unbelievable, Baba.
They said, fuck, man. They said, you guys keep having these Super Bowls out in California
Right.
with their bullshit fucking tax structure.
Come on, Gavin, straighten that shit out. How about a little Mount Ashmore?
All right.
The return of Mount Ashmore, Kev.
These are hard.
This one we
last time I picked four Barbies and got shit.
Yeah, that's not going to happen this week because the first one you need 4 of the best action movie actors of all time. Who goes on the Mount Ashmore of action movie stars?
Well, I have to of my era. I'd have to go Schwarzenegger.
Okay, understandable.
Stallone.
Burt Reynolds up there? I mean,
no, Jason Strahan.
Jason Strahan, okay.
He'd definitely be on my list.
One more. Any of the martial arts guys like Seagal or Jean-Claude Van Damme or Jackie Chan? No. Bruce Lee? No.
No.
Chuck Norris?
No.
Okay.
Let me think.
Just helping it along.
Fuck.
I've
only got one pick left, so I don't want to. I don't want to waste it.
Yeah, no, it's gotta count.
I say Daniel Craig.
No, the new the
last
James
Bond. I thought that was.
Right.
Yeah, I thought he played. That was it. That's what made that Bond so good. It's very believable.
It's hard to keep. You know, it's hard to keep for some guys an erection.
Oh, nice.
And if this is the case, then you know what time it is, my peeps. It's time to level up. BLUECHEW just dropped something crazy. I'm talking about next level championship belt, gold-plated energy. BLUECHEW Gold is the newest innovation from the #1 chewable ED brand. It's not your grandpa's little blue pill. This is a 4-in-1 beast that is setting the gold standard for performance. We're talking 2 ingredients for blood flow to keep the rocket pumping, mixed with apomorphine and oxytocin to turn up the arousal and connection in your brain and body. I saw yet another stellar review on our YouTube page. So he said everyone's got to try it, and we agree. Now, BLUECHEW Gold dissolves under the tongue now, so this is another game changer because you're in it in 15 minutes, all right? That means you can get in quicker and stay in the game longer. It's elevation without the hesitation. Peak passion, peak performance, single tablet. Forget Netflix and chill. This is Netflix and fill, ladies. Make life easier by getting harder. Discover your options at BLUECHEW.com. We've got that special deal for our listeners, 10% off your first month of BLUECHEW Gold with code NASH, okay? 4 million men plus cannot be wrong. That's promo code NASH, BLUECHEW.com. For more details and important safety information, we thank BLUECHEW for sponsoring us, being part of the love. Ask Nash is what we do here when you're part of the 11 Soft Club and you're part of the taping and able to ask questions like our first question. T. Blair, any good Bulldog stories? He seemed like a fun guy who liked to have fun regardless of his affiliations with any particular groups backstage. Was that true?
I'll tell you a great Bulldog story.
Let's go.
So it's Lex is driving, Owen's in the front seat, and Bulldog's in the back seat. we're in North Charleston wrestling, North Charleston building. And it's after the match. Everybody's pretty much gone. You know, it's after the matches. And Lex, with pretty excessive speed, just like pulls out and just not staying in a lane, just drives across the parking lot. You know, it's just, and he gets pulled over. So as he gets pulled over, it's like, it's kind of towards the where everybody has to go through the gate. So everybody now is going to drive by Lex's car, including Vince. And so Vince, you know, looks out, and at this point, Lex is actually out of the car by the time Vince goes by. So everybody pretty much sees this. And we just, you know, like say, fuck, like, all right. And we just drove by, you know, like, oh, fuck. And so the story is that they go by, they pull over, and the guy comes up and asks Lex for his, you know, his driver's license and the rental car agreement. So as the cop turns and walks away, Davey Boy in the back goes, go fuck yourself.
No.
The cop says, excuse me? He says, I didn't, and Lex is like, I didn't say anything. And he's like looking in the back. And Owen looks right at the cop and goes, yeah, he did. And I said, sir, you can get out of the car. So now they've got Lex out of the car and on the fucking front of the hood. And they're fucking patting him down. Davey and Owen have set this up with the cops before they took off.
Oh, God.
And fucking, I mean, it's to the point where they're cuffing Lex. He's like, you fucking guys. And Owen says, hey, I'm telling you, like he was saying, Owen, come on. And the cop says, did he? And Owen says, he was him, sir. I mean, like Owen, and never broke character. It was like they set, like Lex actually thought like that they fucking had like Lex had serious heat with these guys. And Lex and Davey were tagging at that point against Owen. Maybe was it Owen and fucking Yoke? But I don't know who it had to have been. Uh-huh. And they do a spot where fucking Owen would fucking feed Davey, and Davey would grab him, and he fucking overhead, like gorilla press him like 20 times. And they have a spot later on, like soon afterwards, almost the same situation where now Lex is going to do it, and then Owen would completely dead fucking weight Lex, and Lex would fucking barely grind out 2. I mean, it was just like every night it was something like that. And this was just it. Like, this was the cherry on the fucking, on the top of the sundae, man. And the thing was everybody like you couldn't have set it up better. If you really if it would have been a shoot and they wanted to fucking like crush his career, because everybody drove by it.
Yeah.
It wasn't like when you saw Lex at the next town at the building, go, what the fuck? And then when he told the story, it was just like, man, I don't ever want Owen because Owen got Scott one time, great. Scott's in London, and the phone rings. It's like 3:00 in the morning. And we have like a 7:00 time to be downstairs on the bus. So, fuck. Scott picks up the phone. That's so, we're getting your breakfast order just about ready. Doesn't have on here what you want. Do you want orange? He said, I didn't order any. He says, well, sir, do you want orange juice with that? And Scott says, about that time, I'm like, fuck, man, some orange juice is pretty good. Get up, I can just get on the bus anyway, just get some breakfast. And he says, so now you're up, you get your shower, and you're waiting on your food, then you fucking call down. You're like, where the fuck's my breakfast? Like, there's no fucking breakfast. You didn't order breakfast,
because
sir.
it was Owen on the fucking
Yeah, it
phone,
was
right?
Owen,
Yeah, of
you
course.
know? But that was just fucking Owen. But that was my Davey Boy story. So
I'm going to call you next week at your hotel and ask you if you want any orange juice. Another question. T. Blair, Kev, would you ever do an episode of Sheamus's YouTube show?
Where he works out. I'm pretty beat.
I think that's his
I'm
word.
pretty beat up. I don't know. It just depends.
All right.
I could probably if he did my workout, I couldn't do his. He's still in one piece.
Moose Fitzgerald, what do you think about the House voting against Trump's tariff on Canada and the threat he made to stop the Gordie Howe Bridge?
Well, this is pretty close to my heart because I mean this affects Detroit, immensely. So the Ambassador Bridge has been there since I don't know when the fuck it was. Since I fucking got smacked on the ass, the Ambassador Bridge has been there. Well, I think it was made in. I don't even know. I think the fucking tunnel was in '39, so there's a tunnel that goes underneath the water to Windsor, and there's also a bridge above it. I believe it's the most traveled transit, like as far as just commerce. I think it's the largest one as far as just traffic traveling north south across those two borders. I think the Ambassador Bridge is kind of it. And so there's a billionaire that owns that bridge. I want to think his name's Maloney. Could you guys check who owns the Ambassador Bridge? So the Gordie Howe Bridge was built on 100% Canadian funds. And it's basically, it was supposed to be open in the summertime. And I think they've just kind of fucked around where it just hasn't kicked off yet. Yeah, the Maroon family is Matthew Maroon is a billionaire that owns the Ambassador Bridge. So the word has it that Maroon called Lupnick and said, hey, we can't have this Gordie Howe Bridge open because it's going to take fucking revenue away from my bridge. So, I mean, all you got to do is be a high enough billionaire in the hierarchy where you can make a call, and if it's not good for the American business, and if Trump fucking agrees with the guy, then it's shut down. So
Wow.
So basically there's nothing going on with this Gordie Howe Bridge, and I believe
It has
Trump's,
a lot less to do with the tariffs than it does
but I mean, so Trump posted until they fucking Canada makes shit right with us for all they pay us back basically.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when this tariff shit is coming along. I'm pretty sure it was 6 fucking Republicans that voted with the fucking Democrats to push that tariff thing through. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I don't remember who it was, but they.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's one of those things where I was talking to my buddy that owns Portofino's down here, the Italian place, and he said that I asked him how business had been because we were in there the other night and it was packed. But the Daytona 500 is this Sunday. So the race is in town, so everybody's in town for the race. So, you can just tell that the traffic's, it's busy. There's probably 100,000 people more than there usually is in this area, with the race coming up. And where the fuck was I going with that?
Well, you're talking to the guy from Portofino.
Oh, he was just saying how the like it's amazing the amount of revenue that they've lost in the last year, and just the snowbirds that we used to, you know, you would drive around and 10% of the fucking plates in Daytona Beach area were Ontario or Quebec. A lot of
Wow.
the people that live next to my my mother-in-law, the owners of the home, they are from Ontario. No, they're not. I'm sorry, they're from Quebec. They're from right across of Maine.
Okay.
But they come across and drive down 95, and it's like everything is so I want to think right now the Canadian dollar is like worth 64 cents down here. So that when they come down here, man, they get crushed.
Yeah.
So he's like, and he was talking to my mother-in-law, and he was like, you know, I just can't afford even to drink the beer I like. So I think Tamara went and bought him a case of Stella today and dropped it off.
Wow.
Just kind of like, hey, man, we're sorry.
Gesture, yeah.
Yeah, like, you know, fuck, man. Like, I grew up with, I mean, to me, Canadians were just, it was like fucking people from Ohio.
Right.
You know?
Kliq This is a production of Butch and Sundance Media, produced in association with Podcast Heat, created by Tristan Nash, Kevin Nash, and Sean Oliver, producer Steve Kaufman, graphics by Dominic D'Angelo, title sequence and audio edit by Wesley Burleson, theme song by Dale Oliver, technical research by Tristan Nash, copyright 2026, Butch and Sundance Media. Kev, next week, do you want to do 2?
Can I think on it?
Customer service never answers a thing. Let us free to breathe in air we're supposed to breathe. Through twists and turns you've come to love me. Now I'm cold, I'm frozen. Baby, we're broken, and the customer service never answers a thing. Yeah, the customer